Oh shoot, I'm recording. All right, I'm recording. Okay. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, this is gonna be just an informal chat about a piece I'm working on here right now. And I'm gonna tell you all about all the different things I do with the different textures, the different tools, and why I even do it. So anyways, let's have some fun and find out what's going on. So abstract art is not about just throwing paint on the canvas. You come with a little bit of a plan, a little bit of an idea, a little bit of some inspiration. However, your painting is going to eventually guide you and tell you what to do next, because you can plan all you want that this field's going to be gray, this one's going to be this one's going to be that, but your painting will guide you along and listen to what it says, because most of the time it's going to be the right decision and much better than what you thought you wanted to do. Okay, so what am I doing here? All right, so I have divided this canvas up in different fields. As opposed to my fusion series where I take different canvases and fuse them together with the metal piece in between, but here I'm experimenting with dividing the canvas up into different fields, texture fields, color fields. So over here I have a very whimsical kind of feathery texture going on here, which I've used the rag for, and it's just a very soft application of using that tool. So this narrow dark field here has something altogether different going on, a really large texture, and I'll show you how I got that later, but it kind of reminds of alligator skin. This field here is a beautiful green, turquoise blue green color field, kind of like water, but it's a very, very thin application of paint onto the virgin canvas. Not a lot of layering going on here yet, but a lot of distribution with a tool that I will show you. This bigger field here of a lighter color used to be just a blank beige kind of a field. But then I took more paint, I added layers, and I also added a little bling in here, which I'll explain later too, what that's all about. And then this over here, I've used another kind of tool to add texture, a kind of an even texture, even yet uneven, and I'll explain how that works later too. Here are some of the tools I use. This is a basic tool for an artist. This is a painter's palette knife. What I use it for, it's a rather big one at that, but what I use it for is to mix paint on the palette and then transfer the paint over to the canvas, spread it around, and then I come with the other magic tools I use and create with those instead of always just with this. But it's a very important one. You can also do many things with this as well. Comes in a lot of sizes, and where this one ends, the other ones begin. So this, I guess, is a trowel, and you can buy it, of course, at any hardware store. This is one of my basic tools when doing an abstract painting, when I just drag paint across the canvas just to spread it evenly. And it's going to cover up some layers, it's going to drag some paint along, it's going to leave some paint behind, it's going to show some of the field underneath. I'm a huge fan of Gerhard Richter because he's really captured the talent on doing that, and that's where I get this idea from. He uses like 6 to 8 foot huge trowels and drags them along very slowly, very evenly, and I don't have the studio for that, or the space, or maybe even the strength to do that, or even the tall ladders he uses. But anyways, this is one of my basic tools. I have other sizes I use as well, but very handy little guy. So, all you tile layers out there, you know what this is. It's a tile layers trowel, bought at the hardware store. But this is a very important tool if you want to add interest and texture to your abstract paintings. The uses are endless. You can pull straight lines, you can go crisscross, you can do round, you can do squiggles, whatever it is you want. And later on you can go over it and you can cover half of it up with paint or other tools or whatever it is you want to do. So this adds interest, texture to your abstract art. No, what did I just do? So these little buddies are very fun. They are stencils or templates or whatever you want to call them, and you can get them at any craft store. So what it is you can take part of this stencil and incorporate it into your painting by running over it with your palette knife. And I never really use the entire picture because that's just too contrived. So what I like to do is I like to just do part of it, and that is interesting because it reminds of something that used to be there or gives an idea of it or an impression of it. But it kind of reminds me of when I was in Rome and I would see Roman ruins with these beautiful tiles coming forth, but some of it was weathered and some of it was covered up. It was just a wonderful look, and I was wondering to myself, why don't they make tile like that? But you know what, they do, so I'll show you. Okay, who knows what this is? I don't even know what this is anymore. It doesn't look like what it was. Anyways, it's a piece of paper, but it's a handmade paper, which I bought at an art store, and it's pretty thick. And what I use it for is like a stencil, and it has really uneven holes. So it gives kind of a texture, and that's where I use this for the alligator texture right here, which has the really uneven but even in the rows. You can see the rows are kind of, you know, they're even but they're uneven, and kind of gives a more natural look to, instead of just polka dots. This is a fun piece. This brings the bling into a painting, or a shimmer, or just a subtle little dot on the eye. And I incorporate that into my paintings too. It's either gold leaf, copper leaf, silver leaf, whatever you want to call it, metal leaf. I don't think it's real, but you get the idea. It adds that little point of interest. And even when the sun goes low in the day and you have a painting and you see just a very, very subtle light, and then these start popping out as real shimmers. It's real magical. Anyways, try it out. So the look that I'm trying to achieve is not really anything I'm really trying to achieve. It's just something, it's just an idea. It's something I'm exploring, and I'm just seeing where it goes, because sometimes when you plan everything out, I'm gonna make this field over here green, this one yellow, this one whatever, this one this. It doesn't work out. You have to go with what the painting is telling you to do, and then continue on with that kind of instinctive, intrinsic kind of progression, and then it will tell you something else. Like, for example, I am learning from this painting that maybe these lines are too straight, or in their straightness, maybe they can be a little bit more uneven. But I'm gonna have to explore how I'm gonna take care of that. And there's lots of ways to get that one done too. So maybe in my next episode, I'll let you know how I did that. Hey, almost forgot, the rag. I use it for all kinds of things, to spread paint around, make it a little feathery, a little bit of a softer look. It looks very organic, very soft, very whimsical. So you can find areas in your painting to use just a rag to drag the paint. Doesn't really matter what you use. You can use a brush, you can use a palette knife, you can use a rag, whatever. But I thought, if I'm going to tell you my secrets, I may as well tell you about this one too. So have fun trying all these out. Thanks. No, what did I just do? This field, I have something altogether different going on here with so this field is altogether different. It has a very, very, I'm tired. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. If I'm going to tell you all my secrets, I may as well tell you all my secrets, right?